Alright, so today we're going to be looking at making a simple, primitive pumpkin for exporting into Mudbox. So remember, we want to keep this incredibly simple because the details are going to come through Mudbox. Mudbox will subdivide this model. We'll be able to push and pull the geometry out. We don't have to worry about trying to do it with Maya right now, but we want to start with a simple geometry. And so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a polygon sphere, and I'm going to reduce the values to 8 and 8. One thing we have to do is we have to delete these valencies here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This has a vertex here, oops, at the top of 8. We don't want that. We need to convert that. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to add an insert. I'm going to insert an edge loop at just below this ring. So I've inserted an edge loop here. I'm going to do the same at the bottom, just before the converging area. And that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to grab these faces. Quick way to do that is just to go to our front view here and bring up my face, grab these here, delete them, grab this edge here, and I'm going to scale it down uniformly until it's fairly small. I'm going to go down to the bottom. I'm going to do the same thing. Go to face, scale down. I'm going to delete these, grab this edge, scale it down uniformly. And then I'm going to go back up here. Now I have this final face here. My computer lags when I make these videos. And I'm going to choose the edge, double click on it. I'm going to go up to, let's see, mesh, fill hole, boom. And I'm going to use my insert edge loop again, insert edge loops, and I'm going to add some edges right along here and along here. And I'm going to be done with that. So the top there, if I smooth it, I still maintain my geometry. Of course, I'm going to be manipulating that with Mudbox. I'm going to go down to the bottom. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to say edge. I'm going to say fill, hole. I'm going to use my edge, my insert edge loop tool. I can go over here and click on this, add some more edges here, and I'm done. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually extrude out a few areas. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these faces, this one, and I'm going to hit Shift right or greater than, and I'm going to extrude out this area. This is going to be my this is going to be the area where maybe I have the stem comes out. So I'm going to extrude this up using my shortcut here in my polygons. I'm going to pull this up a little bit. And this region here, I'm going to pull this up from my stem. I'm going to scale it down a little. I'm going to hit G to repeat that process. I'm going to scale it down a little. And I might pull it this way or that. Rotate it this way or that. Oops, I didn't rotate it. I'm going to rotate it based on its faces. It's not wanting to rotate. So I'm going to undo that. Make sure I have this just going straight up. I can use this tool to just go straight up with it. I'm going to hit G again, pull it straight up. I'm going to undo that. Something's gone wrong with that, so I'm going to undo, 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 undo. And I'm going to take this face here. I'm just going to pull it up a little bit. and I'm going to hit extrude again. So I'm just going to go about it a different way. And hit extrude, hit G to extrude again. And all right, I'm going to go about one more extrude one more time. And then I'm going to scale that down a little bit. All right, now I can go back and work with these a little bit. I can go to these different edges. Take this edge here, and I can rotate it a little bit. I'm going to make sure I'm looking at my model down the front. Z is my front, so I want to turn this so I know kind of what I'm looking at. So I'm going to turn this a little bit. And with this, I'm going to select, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to select all these edges here up to this point. And I'm going to use my rotation tool, and I'm going to change the insertion point down, oops, undo, change the insertion point down to this place. I'm going to hit insert again, and then I'm going to pivot at that point. And I'm going to move it over a little bit. I'm going to grab this set of rings, and I'm going to rotate them a little bit. And I'm going to do that again. I need to grab all of these, and I'm going to move the insertion point, hit my insert, and I'm going to move it down to this area here. And I'm going to rotate it again and move it down a little bit. So it adds a little bit of rotation. I'm going to grab these here. I'm going to change the insertion point to about here, and so insert it, rotation. It gives me the ability to kind of work with these points a little bit, and I can see that my pumpkin now has a curved stem on it. I'm going to take these edges here, and I'm just going to push them down a little bit. That'll give me a little bit of a round portion here where my pumpkin kind of goes down in. And for now, that's all I'm really going to do. Just give myself a little bit of a stem, and really it's very low. If I was to look at this, it's a very low poly object. Now what I want to do then is export this out as an OBJ file. In order to do that, I need to go up to Windows, Settings and Preferences, Preferences. Sorry, close, not Preferences, Window, Settings and Preferences, Plugin Manager down here. And I want to look for alphabetical order OBJ export, and I want to check these boxes if they're not already checked. So I'm going to check those boxes. I'm going to say refresh and close. And now I have my objects selected. And I'm going to go here and go to File. And I should have a project folder. If I don't have a project folder, I need to make one. So I'm going to say File, Project Window, New. And this is my pumpkin. Pumpkin for Mudbox. And it's in my projects folder by default. Okay, this is my second version. And I have all these scenes. I'm going to say OK. Now I'm going to save this scene first as an MB file, a Maya binary file, which is what I want. So this is just my pumpkin base geometry version 1.1, and it's going to be a .mb file. I'm going to say save as. Now I want to export it out. So my object is selected. I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to say Export Selection, Options box, and I'm going to choose the file type to be an OBJ export. And I'm going to say Export Selection. I'm going to name it. So here's where I might want to make a new folder and to have my OBJ files in that. So I'm going to keep all my OBJ files in there. This is going to be my pumpkin for Mudbox. And it's going to be an OBJ file. And I'm going to say Export Selection. And if everything goes right, I'll go to my folder, wherever it is being kept. Yours will be in a different spot, but my projects folder. And I should see this in my scenes folder, Obj file, and in there is my my object file. That's what I want. All right. Now all we're going to do is go into Mudbox, and we're going to work with that to get our basic rough features on there.